Hello, this is Mahne's Moments. This is video number 4. Last week I told you I was going to talk to you about the character of God because I feel like that's like one of the number one things I could be talking to you about. Without that, you cannot live a good Christian life. I talked to you last week, I said that I had a personal relationship with God. And what does that mean? First of all, it means if I understand all these things about God, I'm going to be closer to Him. The closer I am to Him, the more I understand who He is, I'm going to understand who I am. The more I understand who I am, the better self-image I'm going to have. And I think it's a lot of people walking around with bad self-images. They don't even know who God thinks they are. And if they did, then they would like themselves a lot better. So let's talk about the character of God. Number one, He's all-knowing. He knows everything about every subject. Now, I've been teaching mathematics for 44 years, and I'll tell you what I tell my students. Well, the more math I know, the more math I know I don't know. Because it seems like there's always another problem to solve. And maybe I don't know the answer to that problem, but God does know the answer to that problem. He knows all the science and all the history. He knows how to get man to the moon. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. He does not have a problem with it. So He has all the knowledge in the world. And if you want a verse on that, if you'll look in Romans 11:33, that will talk about God being all-knowing. And all of these have verses that you could look up. If you wanted to, you can just Google God all-powerful, and it'll tell you a verse that you can go to in the Bible about that. So the second one is, yes, God is all-powerful. He can do anything. He parted the Red Sea. He made the earth. If He can make the earth and the universe, I think He can probably take care of little old me. I'm not very big compared to all those other things. So, that gives me comfort knowing He is all-powerful. He's in control. Number 3, He's everywhere present. He's right here with me right now at my house while I'm doing this, but at the same time, He's with my husband. My husband's at work. He's with both of my daughters. They're in 2 different locations. He's with my parents. He's with my brother down in Florida. He's with people on the other side of the world, in Kenya, Africa, or whatever country you want to pick out. He's everywhere present. I don't know how He does that, but He's got to be a big God to do all that. 4th, very, very, very important, He's holy, which means He's perfect. You know, I've never known anyone here on this earth that's perfect. We all know we're not perfect. We may even pretend that we are, but of course we know we've done things that are wrong. So He is the only perfect one. Number 5, He's righteous, which means He's never sinned. And we all know that we've thought bad thoughts, we've done bad things, but He is the one person who has never sinned. Number 6, He's faithful. That's so important to understand that. He does not lie. He's never told a lie. Now, you know, they say everybody's told one little small white lie, as they want to call it, and it's not a big deal, but God says, yeah, it is a big deal. He does not lie. What does that mean? He does everything that He has promised. If He promises in His Word to do something, to carry that out, it's going to happen. He has promises all in His Word. He promises He's going to take care of His children. Okay? So, it's knowing that He's like that, understanding who God is, that He can't go back on His Word. This makes me secure. I feel secure when I know these 6 things. And the more I read and study these things, the more it makes me know who I am. And this is the one thing that really, really helped me when I was in my 20s. I was a young Christian. The more I studied who God is, the more secure I was. And I got a great self-image, not from myself, but from Him. He gave it to me because I knew that I had security in the Lord. Now, What's the number one reason why we should want to know all this? The number one goal, as I've been saying, you will know yourself better. You will know yourself better, and you will be secure, because you'll see yourself like God sees you. He sees you as a beautiful person, the beautiful person that you were meant to be, okay? He doesn't look at you and he knows you sin, okay? But he sees you as the beautiful person that he is making during this time in your life. And he's just making you into a more beautiful person every single day, what he wants you to be. Now, next week, we're going to talk about not what if something bad happens. Well, it's not what if. We all know the longer we're on this earth, it's more, but when it happens. Not is it going to happen? Yeah. When tragedy hits, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not is it going to hit? It will hit. There's going to be something that's going to happen sometime in your life that's going to be hard to deal with. And the question is, what are you going to do about it? And the more you know this, the more it's going to help you handle anything that comes along in your life. So next week, we're going to talk about what are you going to do when something bad happens that you didn't want to happen. It wasn't what you wanted, but it happened anyway. How are you going to handle that? What are you going to do? I hope you'll come back next week and hear the next lesson about that, about what do you do when tragedy hits. Good talking to you. Hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.